Hey everyone, Steve Monette here with another video in my Bible Prophecy Bite series, where we look at Bible scripture, history, and current events that all point to the soon return of Jesus the Messiah. Okay, so for today's video, I want to talk briefly about Russia and their recent change in attitude towards Israel. And while this news broke about a week ago, it seems rather old by today's standards, but the significance is astounding as it relates to Bible prophecy. So here's the story. For the last several years, Israel would launch fighter jets and attack strategic locations inside of Syria. And their mission was to destroy Iranian military assets that were being brought in supposedly under the guises of helping Syria to fight their civil war and to rebuild their infrastructure as a result of that civil war. But we all know that was just a cover. But this cover was very effective in allowing Iran to move significant military assets into Syria. In fact, those assets were so close as to be within 100 miles of Israel's northern border. Now, Russia, who is the chief occupier of Syria at the moment, has tens of thousands of military personnel and assets inside of Syria. But they also control the airspace over Syria. As such, Russia has allowed Israel to attack these Iranian assets so long as Russia knew about it in advance and so long as Russian assets were not damaged or harmed. And this cooperation has been going on for years. But it wasn't just at a military level, it was also at a political level, as we can see by these pictures of Israel PM Benjamin Netanyahu meeting with Vladimir Putin. So you can clearly see that this cooperation was not just limited to military, it was also political as well. But this level of cooperation apparently has changed in the past week. And this change does have Bible prophecy implications that are flashing red. And here's why. Again, last week, Israel launched 3 air attacks inside of Syria with the goal of destroying newly arrived Iranian military assets. Only this time, Russia actually interfered and stopped the attack using its own missile defense systems. Now, this is the first time that Russia has stopped an Israeli attack using its own defenses. And this is very interesting because it begs the question, why did Russia all of a sudden change its posture towards Israel? And the answer will leave you stunned. And here it is. Apparently, last month, when Vladimir Putin met with Joe Biden in Geneva, Putin complained that Israel was launching too many attacks inside of Syria, and Russia was not happy about that. And here's the part that you really need to pay attention to. Joe Biden actually agreed with Vladimir Putin. And that simple agreement by Biden sent a message to Russia that it was now free to stop Israel from launching any more attacks on Syrian soil. In simple terms, Joe Biden just threw Israel under the bus. Yeah. And now Russia believes it has the approval of the U.S. to stop Israel from destroying Iranian assets on Syrian soil. Make no mistake, Iran will now bring in even more military assets and become stronger and bolder. And the Gog and Magog alliance will grow stronger in the coming days and months because of this. And you can thank Joe Biden for that. Well done, Mr. Biden. Well done. As I've stated on this channel numerous times over the past 3 years, I've often believed and stated that some geopolitical event would prevent the U.S., which is Israel's biggest ally, from coming to her defense when Gog and Magog attacked. This is what the Bible tells us. But the question was, why and how would the U.S. not be involved in this war? And now we have the answer. And the answer is betrayal. Because Joe Biden has betrayed Israel. And at the same time, he's smiling in their face and calling them their great ally. So, You can thank all of those Christians who voted for Biden because, in all honesty, they just may have voted to accelerate Bible prophecy. And I guess at the end of the day, that is a good thing. So until next video, keep looking up, for our redemption draws near. Thanks for watching.